Hi, this is Sarah from Aligned with Sarah. Today we are here as our last gathering for a video for 2021 and our last video for December. December, our theme was finding the light, and the most important piece of that journey for finding the light is believing that it's there, believing that that light is there to be found. So, thinking about believing and thinking about what happens here as our natural instinct when we look at our calendar year, when we hold that tightly, that we're kind of ending a cycle. And then we have this response of like kind of reviewing, assessing, having a reflection on what the last year was like, and then pushing into thinking about what the next year is like. So I want to touch in with believing and how that is based on our past experiences and how we can change our response system to what it is that we believe, the reaction to our opinions on things. That is our belief system when we have this like natural reaction. I love using the example of being a morning person or not being a morning person. I feel like people are either one or the other. They have kind of a strong opinion of it. And I believe that I am not a morning person because I look back on my um, the history of me waking up early and how I feel and the things that I um, respond and react to, the memories that kind of come flooding in. And it's just something that I would rather not do. I can do it if I need to, but if it's up to me whether I do it or not, I'd rather not. So my belief system is that I'm not a morning person. If I very much wanted to change that, if I identified the morning as being a very productive area in my schedule where I know my kids will be asleep, I know I will have this 3 hours of time, I have all of this other stuff to do during the day, I could change that process, I could change that response. I could change that belief system into waking up early is worth it for me. So I could take my past, realize, recognize why it is I have this belief system. And this can, be anything. I like coffee. I like tea, whatever your choice is with that. And then it can like furl into more specific things of how I feel about financial stuff, how I feel about relationships, how I feel about owning my own home, how I feel about investing in myself, how I feel about exercise, how I feel about the job I have. All of the answers to those questions are based on a belief system that we have established, and that belief system is based on our past experiences. The interesting thing about belief systems, and I mentioned this a week or so ago in a video, is that so I believe very strongly in Santa. I believe in the spirit of the holiday. I believe that there is something different that comes out in people. I believe that coincidences that show up, and when there is a coincidence that shows up, my belief system is that I believe in Santa. So I apply that. I find proof for my belief system in the experiences that I'm having. So, to break that down, my belief system is based on my past experiences, what I choose to kind of sort out and sift out and accept from them. And then my current situation is going to be influenced. I'm going to like put a stamp on something based on my belief systems. And I'm going to be finding proof of what I believe, which I'm taking my past belief systems, applying them to today, and carrying them into the future. And for me, I feel like it's a positive thing to believe in Santa. And so, when I'm expecting, I think I used an example of like a fee on my bank account for, losing track of whatever and overspending. And then for whatever reason, there's some sort of like, this check didn't come through and there wasn't a fee on the bank and, it was less than a $10 or whatever their policy is. So there was no fee on the account. Um, Yes, that is a coincidence, but because of my belief system, I bring that from the past into today. I find proof that this is Santa, because this doesn't happen to me in October or June or February. This happened to me in November or December or whatever. It happened to me like in the holiday season. It happened to me when I was buying a Christmas gift. It happened to me when I was just trusting. And I apply that past belief system, that thing that I've decided on, to today. And I'm going to carry that experience of like, oh, I remember in, December of 2021 that, I believe so strongly in Santa, and then this thing happened. So, I'm putting that in my bag of information and I'm carrying it forward. So that's a positive experience. And it applies also to negative experiences where we can say something about, I can't trust women, and then I'm going to look for examples in my life of how, this awful thing happened or this uncomfortable thing happened, or there wasn't any support in this experience. And that person was a woman and that person was a woman and such and such and such. And I'm going to take that belief system that is not very healthy, it's not very nourishing, it's not very full of love, it's very limiting and isolating. And I'm gonna, take that, I'm gonna stamp it, and I'm gonna put it in my bag and I'm gonna carry that forward, which in talking about it, like it just feels heavy. It just feels like I'm going to be carrying it um, as like this baggage versus this wisdom that is going to be carrying me forward into believing in people's best self, believing that there is something bigger out there than what I can ever understand to its full experience, like the whole Santa um, spirit of Christmas experience. So we can have these negative and we can have these positives, and the negative is always going to be very heavy, and the positive is always going to be very uplifting. If it opens up doors, if it makes you feel energized, if it's something that you're proud of, if it's something that you would teach a child and it would make them smile, those are positive experiences. If they're negative, if you feel embarrassed about them, if you feel like they're very limiting beliefs, those are baggage, and that is very, very heavy. And it's eating your energy. It's drawing your energy out instead of recycling it, energizing it, being part of that infinite experience of love, where there's always going to be more love, that it's not the finite experience of fear and anything that comes out of fear. So, um, here at the end of the year, I do invite you to reflect on the successes, the challenges of the last year, the last month, the last day, the last week, like whatever chunk of your life sounds good. And think about the belief systems that have come into that. Don't be afraid of asking those questions of, did this boil down to, did I have a bad day? Did I have a bad experience? And then try to find proof of that bad experience, carrying that forward, choosing that belief system, finding the proof to carry that forward into my life. Because you can choose to stop doing that. You can choose something else. You can choose something that's lighter. You can choose something that's more inclusive, something that feels easier, something that feels more fun and uplifting. We could do that anytime. I feel like there is a natural rhythm that's happening in the human experience, especially here in North America, when we're narrowing in on the last few days of the year. So I invite you to ride that wave of betterment, to ride that wave of finding something else, evaluating the belief systems, exploring where they came from, so then you can really let them go from that root experience. So, this is Sarah from Aligned with Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. I am so looking forward to the belief systems that show up as something that you want to change. Needing advice on where to go. I love connecting with people. Leave a comment here and I will get back to you. I have recently been talking to some of the subscribers, and you guys have not been able to find your way into the bonus that I have out there for the 26, 27 subscribers. Yes, 27 subscribers. And I am working on that. I'm sorry that that's so complicated. This is technology, so I am working on it. And it will be there until I feel confident that it has been downloaded 27 times or there's been 27 contacts with it or more. And Warrior School is open. The webinars are Monday evenings at 5 p.m. So sign up for one of them. It's about a 30-minute conversation. Small groups are just showing up. It's the first go at the Warrior School. So we're building it. We're building it together. And if you want to be part of it from the root experience, this is the perfect time to do that. It's going to be definitely getting into nitty gritty of things that really you need to see also because the school is being developed. So, and it is the 6-month program that is absolutely incredible. A ton of concepts, a ton of support for incorporating those concepts, those belief systems that we have, right? What we just talked about, finding kind of the root cause of them or just the pattern of the behavior that we have developed our belief systems and then learning to let them go and learning to find something else. The Warrior School, I said this once to somebody on the Instagram, my friend Lisa. I said, the Warrior School is my heart is beating the drum of this tribe, and it is so true. I have been there. I have done that. I have been in the trauma. I have crawled out of the trauma. I have been the survivor for way too long. And finding this new piece of moving away from the survivorship, really letting go of the trauma so that there's like this whole other life. That's the part that I'm so excited about. That's the part that is the Warrior School. That's the part that I'm sharing. That's the fun part. So I do look forward to having some more people coming through and learning the ins and outs of it, learning what we're going to be doing together, learning what comes together. So please sign up for a webinar. You can do that at the website, and the link is below in the description to get yourself to the website to get more information on that. And I am so glad to have this community here. Thank you so much again. All the best wishes for the closing of this year and then the opening of the next year. We're going to have a great offering for January. So if you are not signed up for the newsletter, please go to that website. And if you don't do anything else, sign up for the newsletter and make sure that you click on any emails that will come to you so that you will stay on the email list. That is the thing of the server that I'm using where people are falling off of the email list because they are not clicking on the email. So make sure you click on, especially the first email that you get. And so that's gonna the e-newsletter is gonna be going out on January 1st, announcing the program that I'm also gonna be offering a little 4-week program based on what's happening in nature, based on what we want to be starting our new year off with. So sign up for that newsletter so you can be cued in onto the first pieces of that information and how to be part of that program. All right. Thanks so much. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here, and I wish you all the best.